like to welcome in now Stephen Allen Young, founder and executive director of Home Sweet Home Ministries. Stephen also experienced homelessness for about 5 years. Stephen, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. First, you experienced homelessness. What is your reaction to this attempt to tackle this crisis?
Well, when I listened to the president, he used a word that I hear all the time, and it's they need to be removed. Removed from what is the question? The large majority of the public have no idea what brings about the homeless condition. Every time I hear a story or read an article, it's the first thing they bring up is the drugs and the alcohol, which is a problem. But believe it or not, according to a lot of studies, that's one of the least common causes of people becoming homeless. And I've had people ask me, well, I see a lot of them and they're drunk or they're high. And my response is, did you ever stop and think that might be a result of being homeless, not the cause? So just removing them, picking them up and putting them in rehab, things like that, until you deal with the root cause of why they ended up on the streets in the first place, it's time and money wasted.
Yeah,
And a
because
lot of
there
times,
are a lot of families, there are a lot of mothers and children, and there are so many Americans who are living right now paycheck to paycheck. So, really could be potentially, with the wrong catastrophe in their life. You just never know. Stephen, what do you think enforcement of this executive order will look like, could look like? Do you think that will differ in different cities?
well, it's going to be different in different cities. But here's the thing. I was homeless for 5 years. I've been doing this now uh, as an advocate and a person that is on the streets of Nashville every day, uh, checking on our homeless friends. Uh, I've seen enforcement in many, many different ways, and it works for a moment, but it's not the answer. It's not the long term answer because they're focused on getting them off the streets. They put very little focus on how they ended up on the streets. Like I said, until that
Yeah.
bridge is crossed, this problem will continue. It'll get better for a little while when they crack down, but then it's going to come roaring back.
Yeah, it's like
It
any issue.
has.
If you don't get to the heart of the problem, whatever the issue is, you're not actually solving it. Stephen, the order also includes involuntary civil commitment for those who are, quote, a risk to themselves or to others. How do you interpret that? How do you think that could be interpreted? Do you think that could potentially cause some major backlash?
Well, it's definitely going to cause some major backlash because who determines who qualifies for that? Uh, I was homeless for 5 years. I am now 69 years of age. I've been doing this for 10 years. And at 69 years of age, I've never had a drink of alcohol in my life, and I've never done a drug that wasn't prescribed to me. Uh, but I still ended up on the streets at 52 years of age. And for a lot of reasons, I had a lot of issues. Uh, but I was never put in a position to have those issues dealt with by the government. I had an individual that made it his mission to see that I got what I needed and am back now in a healthy lifestyle, being able to give back to my community.
Well, Stephen, earlier in the program, I spoke with Dr. Robert Marbut. He was known as the homelessness czar under President Trump's first administration. I'd like to listen to some of what he said.
Okay.
What President Trump's executive order does now is nudges everybody to treatment, encourages everybody to treatment, starts funding treatment, and that's where you get the real recovery out of homelessness, because 3/4 of the street level homeless in America are interconnected with the fentanyl crisis and other very severe drugs.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.